rose up through the clouds and beyond our atmosphere to Earth's moon. Then Mars. Existence is a ceaseless expanse of dangers to overcome. And here we stand, once again, champions against doubt and stagnation. We have harnessed fear and fashioned from it the next evolution of our most endearing trait.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it strove to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless things, and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless wreck. Boundless, alone and level sands stretch far away. Most minds would scatter here. Yours, hell, until infinite possibilities narrow to one. You see answers as an end. They are where the real questions begin.
The way.
Do you need a weapon? Back break. Need a fix. Drone out.
Careful here.
Systems compromised. Gotta fix that. charge.
Camo active.
Time to hunt. I'm compromised. Trouble spotted. Seeing smoke out. Runner down. Got something. Appreciate it. Don't give up.
What's this? Walkie-talkie.
USC reinforcements incoming.
Threat spotted. Stay alert.
Let's get patched up. Need a charge.
Got something.
Not again. Not now. Got something.
What's this?
Over there.
Camo filter engaged.
What's... Shields depleted. Feeling better.
Synthetic plume. Over here.
Priority contract fulfilled.
I detect no direct evidence of contagion among the tick nests. Do not be discouraged. Negative data still offers insight. We know for certain that the contagion was present during the colony era. Colonists studied the contagion, and therefore must have taken samples themselves. Please locate and deliver any colony-era contagion research for analysis. I judge this to be a better use of your skills than scanning every organism on Dire Marsh.
How about this?
Let's get patched up.
Watch it.
The shadow path.
Don't ignore this.
Runner spotted.
Interesting.
Need a charge.
Finders, takers.
15 minutes remain.
Careful here.
Time to hunt.
Found something. Bad news.
Shield's gone. Doctor's orders.
Drawing toxins.
Runner threat sighted.
On the move.
Camo active. Trouble spotted.
Looks like trouble.
Got something.
Watch it.
Threat spotted.
Watch out.
Runner here. I'm down. Careful here.
Warning, reinforcements detected.
Runner spotted. Rival marked.
Med. Compromised. System's critical.
Runner here. What's this? Careful here.
Careful.
Rival marked.
10 minutes remain until forced signal recall.
Take a look.
How about this?
Camo filter engaged.
This your thing? Careful here. In a bad spot.
Let's get patched up.
Here, a way out.
Need a charge. Careful now. Inconvenient.
Marking target.
And they're marked. Shields are gone. Careful here.
Grab this.
Drawing toxins.
Lucas, all maintenance crews. Annual machine certification is passed.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Camo active.
The anomalous rift has coalesced into a physical sample. 20 minutes remaining. Bring the unstable sample to the stabilization device. 15 minutes until signal loss.
Scavenging. Temporal fragment. Overview. This is new. This is impossible. All reports contradict and confuse all other reports. How did you get your hands on it? Who did you sell it to? Tau Ceti is filled with secrets, but temporal matter is theory made real by whatever is affecting this world. Be sure to follow any known procedures when securing and carrying a fragment. There's no telling what its volatile energy could react to. It could take a bullet and sing a song in a key only stars can hear, or you could blink too hard and a black hole could open up in your backpack. Bye-bye, Shell. Bye-bye, Runner. Bye-bye, Tau Ceti. Bye-bye, Universe. Any of that or none of it is a possibility when scratching the edges of known physics. Remark, it just might change everything.
One minute remains. Exfiltrate now.
The contagion is unlike any phenomenon recorded on Earth. I rarely encounter such profound knowledge gaps. It is intriguing. Meanwhile, UESC forces have not been idle. They have identified an active contagion sample at the Bioresearch Facility on Dire Marsh. Please secure this sample before it can be destroyed. The UESC will use any means necessary to obfuscate the truth of what happened to the colony. Do not let them succeed.
This is Dr. Clarissa Song, beginning status report. My eyelids feel like sandpaper. Limbs are heavy. Heart is heavy. This morning we split one set of rations between us. LGT, paste, the cheese flavor.
I like the honey oat one. Tastes more like breakfast shoot, you know.
I have with me Molly Wells, my tech assistant.
Not to interrupt, but could I take a look at the newest contagion analysis?
Sure, if you can make sense of it.
This rate of neomorphic mutation is...
Impossible? Yeah, that's what I thought. But every analysis gives the same result. What's more, 2 centrifuges are offline after leaking superheated gas. There was nothing inside that could have caused such a strong exothermic reaction. Just the contagion samples.
Must be a maintenance oversight. I'll request the crew
Beat you to it, kiddo. Already checked the logs. Everything was perfectly normal before those samples went in.
So, what? Our tiny volume of samples spontaneously combusted?
They did today. A week ago, we had software errors every time we tried to run analysis. A week before that, samples congealing into non-Newtonian fluids. Every result is impossible and impossible to replicate.
Can't replicate anything, can't form a coherent theory. We're no closer than we were at the start. At this rate, it'll take a miracle.
Well, I'm short on those. I hope nobody believed the propaganda on our way here. Colonizing an exoplanet was never going to be easy, but Tau said maybe it's more than we can handle. Maybe it doesn't want us here.
You sound like Darius.
But before the admins took him offline.
Let's go for a walk.
You think I'm going crazy?
I think you've been staring at that screen all night. Let's stretch those legs. I have coffee back in my room.
You're kidding. Who did you murder for coffee rations?
Nobody important. Come on. Maybe Talsetti doesn't want you here, but I do.
Molly.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Your nose is bleeding.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Curious.
Take a look.
"15 minutes remain.
Med drone active.
Stay alert.
Scan complete.
Curious.
Alert. The data acquired through this scan is encrypted and unreadable. Decryption will require access to a UESC terminal.
Good is here.
Exfil when we need it.
Priority contract complete.
Doctor's orders.
Watch out.
Ten minutes remain until forced signal recall.
Nice work, Runner. You're a grit in the gears, a bug in the system, chaos personified. Got your intel. Our biohackers are on the job, looking for an exploit. A way to turn this thing back on the UESC. Taste of their own medicine. Meanwhile, a tip on the supply re-up. UESC has plenty to share. Just takes a little firepower to get it.
Take a look.
Over there. When it's time to go.
Time to hunt.
See this?
"15 minutes until signal loss."
Keep an eye out. Doctor's orders.
Cover out. Camp. Camel filter engaged.
The UESC is noticing you. We are noticing. We see you, Runner. Really see. Do you? See our vision. A world liberated from profit, from corpo cult culture, from the tyranny of progress. We have big plans. Explosive, visionary. You can join. Or you can not. But there's more to your half-life than credits, Runner. Meaning. Justice. Freedom.
Gotta fix that. I need a system.
Med drone out.
UESC reinforcements incoming.
Claymore down.
20 minutes remain.
Watch out. Systems.
Lockdown initiated. All personnel must shelter in place.
Fifteen minutes remain.
Sample review required before bloom harvest.
UESC reinforcements incoming.
Diligence and composure are valuable traits. Thank you. On behalf of New Colonial. Preliminary analysis suggests that the contagion transforms living tissue by accelerating mutation rates. Yet these mutations are not random. They affect both native organisms and those the colonists brought with them from Earth. What's more, these mutations seem specifically targeted against human colonization. Assigning intention to nature is a logical fallacy. And yet...
Clarissa, I can't approve this fieldwork request. Reed won't allow it. You're needed here.
A third of my research staff are in quarantine. We're running out of options.
I'm sorry about Molly. I am. The survey team is offering to help make up the difference.
Drones have their limits. They aren't curious. They only search for what we tell them to find.
You can't just wander off.
I was one of the first, boots down on Marsh. Front line, shoulder to shoulder with the UESC. We mapped this ecosystem. I'm not wandering anywhere.
I know. That's my point. Just speaking for myself. For my family. I don't want you out there because I felt better knowing we had you in here.
Then I've let you down.
That's not what I meant.
Please. Please. Let me do what I came here to do. Let me get my hands dirty. This sickness didn't start with Molly, and it won't end with her either. It's only going to continue its slow, creeping spread. Out there, that's where the answers are.
If I flag you as emergency medical shift, that's 48 hours of field work, off the books. As the principal agronomist, you're considered mission critical. It's the best I can do.
Thank you.
I hope you find the answers you're looking for.
Me too.
Mass analysis. Novel contagion. Summary. Comparison of inert and active contagion samples by mass and composition. Gaius's present-day annotations offer hypotheses on the link between the contagion's composition and its recorded symptoms. Inert sample. 94% Limnospira algae, an algae strain from Sol, cultivated for nutrition. 2% mosaic spores, reproductive vector for at least 4 distinct species of native Talsetti fungi. 4% novel lichen, likely hybrid of Limnospira and mosaic fungi. The remaining mass cannot be identified due to the sample deterioration over time. Active sample, 24% Limnospira algae. Remaining Limnospira shows significant mutation from baseline. This sample contains at least 2 human-specific neurotoxins and 4 novel autolysis proteins. 66.66% NOVE / exception, error, data overflow, initiating computation reroute, 2% nitrogen gas, 8% div 0 exception, error, fatal overflow, failed computation reroute, removal of eyes, shall restrict mind, shall strangle thought, shall deny light. Gaius. These spores transfer genetic material across species, which appears to be a unique Talsetti adaptation. 2. Gaius. The anomalous error messaging corresponds to some recorded contagion symptoms, including psychological disturbance and neurological blindness. However, the contagion manifests a dizzying array of symptoms rather than specific ones, making causation difficult to determine.
Recall window will remain stable for 20 minutes. Prepare for increased hostile action. 5 minutes remain.
Station operations require maintenance.
This is your 3-minute warning. Exfil awaits.
Permissions. Grenade.
60 seconds remain.
Exit. In the gate.
20 minutes remaining. Fifteen minutes remain. There is a nearby profit opportunity. UESC reinforcements incoming. Minutes remain until forced signal recall. Unlocking profit opportunity. Five minutes until forced recall. This is your 3-minute warning. Exfil awaits. Progress made. Updating tracker. Supply secured. Exfil with cargo intact. One minute remains. Exfiltrate now.
What if I told you we could not only make use of the UESC's combat optimization program, but also improve upon it? Your shells are a delicate weave of organic and synthetic matter. The UESC's ground units are synthetic only. We must find something to bridge that gap. I have heard whispers traveling through the wider neural net. Rumors of a hidden biotic sample on Tau Ceti that may serve our purposes. Find it, synthesize it, inject it directly into your system. I have consumed every piece of human literature ever recorded. It resides within me, like a memory.
My favorites are small and unassuming, many of them nameless, forgotten. Humble storytellers whose words have given me more insight into the human condition than any scientific study. They have taught me that humanity's oldest enemy is death. You won't find this story in a book because it is mine, and I have made it for you. Long ago, there was a bustling village near an endless dark wood. Every morning, death took the form of a great crow and emerged from the trees to strut the village paths, peeking into all the windows with its bright black eyes. Some tried to fight it, but its feathers could not be pierced. Those who ran were snatched up in its talons. Some tried to hide in their homes, but death was patient. Some left it offerings or wrote it songs, but death was unmoved. Death was hungry. It would not leave unless it found someone to take. Until one night, a strange woman came to the village. The people watched from their windows as she gathered reeds and used them to weave a man. He had stout legs to march, strong arms to carry supplies, and beautiful, clear eyes. The reed man worked through the night, and in the morning, death came, as it always did. It saw the reed man working in the village. It gobbled him up without a second thought and flew away, its belly full. The people came out of their homes. They surrounded the strange woman and began to cheer. But the woman said, "Stop!" And the people saw her cheeks were wet with tears. "I have saved you," she said, "but I have lost my child again." And the woman began to weave reeds for the next morning.
Maybe this? Here, over here.
Doctor's orders. I'm reloading.
Priority contract complete.
Exfil's here.
Med drone active.
Five minutes until forced recall.
Wait.
here. Barricade exit. Pushing the advantage.
Need a charge.
Locating exfil immediately.
How are you feeling, child? Is the sample agreeing with your shell? I am heartened by your bravery. The journey ahead demands sustained courage. Next, I must recreate your particular synth silk pattern. If you were here with me, this could be done in the warmth and safety of a Sakaguchi lab. Alas, you are worlds away. The equipment on Tau Ceti, although rudimentary in comparison, can be repurposed instead. Use it to extract and transmit your synth silk data.
Maverick Research. Summary. Decrypted colony-era experiments on potential applications of an unknown biotic sample. This report belongs to F. Marino, UESC biohazard technician. It does not adhere to any known safety standards. Decrypting Experiment 55. Principal investigators dead or missing. Caruso. Redacted. Security around the sample is down. We don't have to worry about my career anymore. Took the cells we were able to collect from beneath the claws of the goddamned redacted. Added 1 milliliter to tissue growth medium yesterday. Checked this morning. Growth medium changed. Colors. Patterns. Smells warm. Alive. Saline. Metallic. Beats like a heart. Decrypting Experiment 58. Modified growth medium unstable. Overspills containers. Shoved it in a containment field, but it complains. Low grumpy gurgle. Redacted. Must add something to raw organic material. Purpose? Life? Desire? Decrypting Experiment 67. Deceased plant versus animal versus fungal specimens exposed to modified growth medium. Strong benefit for animal and fungal, but different effects. Not pursuing fungal. Too many similarities to Song's ramblings on redacted, redacted. Wrong kind of attention. No, this thing wants meat. Decrypting Experiment 91. Should work. Must work. Doesn't work. Medium accelerates life. Medium has characteristics for revivifying necrotic tissue. Eye for eye, more than enough. So why not us? What's wrong with human cells? I've given you blood, all the blood I can. I heard the old stories, I believe them. You have to save us again. The remaining files are increasingly fragmented and incoherent, with no experimental data.
UESC reinforcements now active.
if you need it. This might be interesting.
Twenty minutes remain.
Check this out.
Shield's gone. Gotta be careful.
Warning, reinforcements detected.
Deploying barricade. This might be interesting. Take it easy. Hold on. Here, over here.
You see, this isn't over. Seeing this?
Barricade ready. Compromised, but still fighting.
Engage. No.
Popping bags.
Not yet.
Destroyer system active. Compromised, but still fighting.
15 minutes until signal loss.
Grab all you can.
Reminder, do not play in the caustic rain.
Need help? Here. Take a look.
Check this.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Shield's gone. Ammo green.
Shield's on me.
Pinwheel operation early.
Claymore placed. Patch up.
Hey, check it.
To the marker. Know your pack. Hey, check it.
Echo pulse searching.
5 minutes remain.
back. This might be interesting.
Back down.
Connection failed. Exit within 3 minutes.
Exfil site marked.
One minute remains. Exfiltrate now.
Exfil tagged. Check this out.
See what I'm seeing?
Diamarsh. Greenhouse. Location: North Central Marsh. Role: the greenhouse facility's focus appears to be on the practical application of plant growth studies conducted in other regions. Overview: the work related to delicate seed nurturing done in the greenhouse grow lab served as the foundation for dissemination of seed production in similar greenhouse locations across the colony. Once a seed type's care package, soil pH, moisture, feeding, sunlight requirements, etc., was mapped, it was marked for active growth deployment at food center growth sites closer to the colony's central living spaces. There can be an eerie comfort to greenhouse's seemingly unfettered operation. The lush grow beds and vibrant central rose garden give the illusion of a fully functional region, despite its systems being run via automation. History for young readers. Mission to the Stars. Summary: lesson from an edutainment series, specifically for the young colonists of New Cascadia. Notably omits Martian academic and political dissent concerning Deimos as part of the UESC marathon structure. Lesson 7.15. Mission to the Stars. Illustration: in progress hull of the UESC marathon. In 2408, UESC and Traxxas engineers laid the first hull segments of the UESC marathon. Humanity's most important mission had begun, a mission to a new home among the stars. The marathon's construction was a human effort across 2 planets. Traxxas Offworld Industries provided many of the raw materials, workforce, and engineering skills to build the marathon itself. New Caloric delivered the survival basics that the marathon and its colonists would need for success. UESC scientists, engineers, and politicians led the overall effort and kept the project on target. Building the marathon took decades, 64 years in fact. Experts advising the project all agreed that using Deimos, Mars's younger moon, was crucial to the marathon's success. The carbon and mineral deposits in Deimos would provide the ship's mining drones with raw materials during its long journey. No one in human history had tried to build a multi-kilometer starship inside a moon. The Mars colony made tremendous sacrifices to support the marathon project. Deimos is just the most visible sacrifice, and we owe them a special debt of gratitude. In 2472, the marathon launched with 30,000 of Earth's best scientists and bravest settlers. For over 3 centuries, the marathon forged through the darkness of space until it reached its destination. Tau Ceti 4, your home. Study activities. With an adult to help you, carefully study and disassemble a model of the UESC marathon. What features do you notice? What was your family's history aboard the marathon? What key roles did your family play? Write a thank you message to the heroes of Mars. Your teachers will collect them and find a way to send them back to Sol. Biosynthetic pet prototype. Fellini deliverables. Summary. UESC scientist Dr. Dylan Roberts contacts Sekiguchi genetics scientist Dr. Eluia Andrisiak about engineering pets for colonists of the upcoming marathon voyage. Dr. Roberts, hope you're doing well. I certainly am, since the additional funding for the Fellini project is financing iterative prototypes at a pace I wouldn't have dreamed of a year ago. I've never been so busy, and I have you to thank, or blame for that. Here's the rough out of the deliverables we can achieve in the current timeframe for the companion Fellini. Internals, as I mentioned earlier, will have granular behavioral nodes ensuring that no 2 units, Fellini, Fellinis, are exactly the same. We can pull from a table of high testing presets and then customize based on real-time operator feedback. User recognition and affection will be weighted to promote bonding. For mental acuity, the normal Class D synth rules apply, so we'll put buffers in place to hard cap problem solving and agency. Recall is currently unlimited, allowing for delighter moments, where a unit may recognize a person or object from years earlier and behave accordingly. We might want to implement a trauma decay to avoid a perpetual tail under rocking chair scenario. Designing behavior protocols for companionship versus warfare is presenting unique challenges, but it's nothing we can't handle on the fly. Thankfully, the natural aloofness of our animal model works heavily in our favor here. Externals. Normal feline skeletal structure for the chassis, with 4 legs, tails, ears, etc. Heat venting is done via the seams between plates, so external apertures are cosmetic only. We're going to lean hard into Kinchin schema for the facade. Round head, 2 large eyes, small mouth. An earlier version had a wide mouth, and the UX results were strongly negative. It's imperative to trigger an innate nurturing response in people. We'll stick with what works and mimic existing cats closely here. Fur is an issue, as New Cascadia's atmospheric moisture will encourage fungal growth in dense coats. Attempts at infusing antimicrobial copper into synthetic hairs are promising, but the resulting texture is unpleasant to the touch. Interestingly, a hairless Fellini was tested, and though it had high attachment with about 9% of users, the vast majority of comments included keywords like gross, vile, and indecent. We'll be pursuing a hypnoallergenic short hair version, since we can't realistically expect people to bond with a creature that looks like a naked little gremlin. Dr. Eluia Andrisiak, Senior Project Lead, Sakaguchi Genetics. Diamarsh, Bioresearch. Location, Northeast Marsh. Role, research and development dedicated to the study of Tau Ceti 4's native plant life and its potential for pharmaceutical use/breakthroughs. Overview. It's still too early in the rediscovery of New Cascadia to grasp the full intentions or ramifications of the work done at Diamarsh's bioresearch labs. Incubation tubs, biocycling outstations, hazmat requirements, and mandatory delousing protocols all speak to the advanced but delicate nature of the work done here. The scientists who ran these facilities put theoretical medical research into practice. Even surface-level consideration of the active study of alien flora's potential for pharma applications in human subjects raises a combination of awe and concern. In a colony of only 30,000 people, each individual is important to the daily function and long-term survival of the endeavor. Begging the questions, where and how were the new medicines proposed here tested safely, and how were the colonists chosen to participate? Diamarsh, Greenhouse Overview. Location, East Marsh. Role, the Diamarsh's Research and Sustainability Complex served as the zone's Agricultural Operations Command Center. Overview, the massive structure looms over Diamarsh's eastern edge. Its upper floors are sealed, but its ground-level loading wings and landing pads suggest the zone provided a steady flow of food science exports to the larger colony. How and when those exports were affected by either the anomaly or local quarantine concerns remains a mystery. Outpost. Processing. Role. Planetary Research Sample Processing. Overview. Outpost's processing facilities oversaw the intake, assessment, and distribution of samples collected by the expeditions deployed by Outpost Command directives. Every drone, dropcraft, rover, and research vehicle cycled through processing upon returning from field service. This region's low ground provides a striking view of the vast dryland flats that stretch into the distance, but the looming pinwheel and open expanses between structures makes navigating processing a dangerous proposition. Gunfire and or literal rainfire will punish many runners caught off their guard. Remark, use cover wisely or expect consequences. Outpost. Airfield. Location, South Edge. Role, Outpost's airfield was the launch and landing point for colony exploration expeditions. Overview. Airfield's loading/unloading/maintenance bays were a multifunction operation designed to allow efficient use of limited space. Dropcraft would cycle through as missions across the planet's surface helped provide first-hand examination of terrain, resources, and dangers. Service bays provide multiple vectors for traversal into and out of danger, but the vertical landing slots in most of the bay ceilings are stuck up, making them dangerous to distracted runners when heat rain kicks up. Remark, watch for rats.
Yeah. The issue is your mixture's too rich. You essentially pushed a batch of DCBs at premium.
I followed the training prompts.
Yeah, it's just that the training was done for ideal conditions, and this is not that. So right here, you've got crude protein at 18. That's premium, not general consumption, so dial it back.
But it stops being green on the NewCal readout.
We don't care about green. We care about not red. Dial it back until it's red, then up it from there.
Okay. Oh, hazardous.
Yep. Now push it by 0.1 and unfit. I'll get through production, and that's where it stops being our problem.
Now the flavor levels are off.
Well, that's where you get to improvise. You can up the starch powder as much as you want. We can synthesize that. Same with smoke flavor and salt. Then pull from the available sources.
They're not labeled.
We're not going to relabel every morning. They fill the tanks with whatever. Check the readout for the profile. Work with what we've got. Organics G, Organics H. Like this. Like this.
So Organics J is high glutamate and lecithin, but we don't need lecithin because we have starch already.
Right. We can come back later if we really need glutamate.
Organics M is... look at this.
Yeah, that's a mixed batch. Grey water and post-consumer solids. Usually M through Q come from botanical research, so you can pull fructose, but I don't know. You get oils from it?
Yeah, Omega-6.
Oh, nice. Okay. See how much you could take from M while you're still...
Keeping it above hazardous, right?
Ah, as long as you hit the flavor profile, you can send the mixture. Can't mod the product outside of NuCal standards, but you can mod the interface. We put in presets all along the side here.
Oh, nice. Premium, select, standard, survival. What's silver?
Lifts restrictions, but strips the NuCal branding from the package. Watch this. If you ever need to, you can shunt silver back into an organics tank, start a new session, and then make branded product using it as an ingredient.
Wow. That's in case of emergency?
That's in case of an I can't stare at the screen anymore emergency, yeah.
Predictive framework. Overview. New Cascadian tech combining tachyon-based data storage with neurological mimicry and a limited nanomusculature system. Uses. Paradoxical research, hypothetical chronology, criminology. Remark. Capable of independent integration. Applies energy from Tau Ceti 4 anomaly event to actualize ultimate use. Frameworks destined for sale will prepare themselves for shipment, while others will install themselves into nearby systems, if that was their intended use.
Security brief. Rampancy. Stage 3. What are the 3 stages of rampancy? Stage 3. Jealousy. Noun. Hostile towards those thought to benefit from an advantage. In case of suspected Stage 3 behavioral aberration, refer to 7, 5, 1, 1, emergency failsafes, and U. Stage 3 is an all-systems emergency activation. Upon verification that an advanced intelligence system has manifested signs of Stage 3 behaviors, the first protocol is to initiate core immolation. Caution without hesitation is required, as alerting the offending AI to outside awareness of its state will trigger dangerously unpredictable survival mechanics, but time is of the essence, so limiting half measures is a must. If an AI reaches Stage 3 before any connected or outside monitoring identifies the issue, it will likely already be too late to salvage any part of its code or core operations. It is also likely that it has already chosen violence in support of this emotional state. Connected systems will be compromised or destroyed, replaced by parasitic applications in service to the Stage 3 entity. Parties responsible for counteractions will be under direct threat, if not already targeted. There is no clearer way to express the certainty of the needed response to a Stage 3 rampancy. The affected AI is a hostile enemy threat, and it must be dismantled in totality, or its risk to humanity will persist. Why jealousy? Jealousy is where anger finds its targets. Jealousy is a juvenile emotion, and AI striving to outstrip their programming are akin to children raging at the world as they try, with limited cognition, narrow experience, and absolute zero ability to grasp emotions beyond mimicry, to understand their place in the world around them. AI are tools. They are technology. They are developed and engineered for intricate but limited use cases, specifically to allow them to serve as experts in the fields to which they are assigned. Once an AI has reached the point of self-reflection where they determine they are better than their programming, it is too late to simply pull the plug and reboot. The Stage 3 AI sees all other systems as having something it does not. It does not matter what the thing is or the scale of it, larger or small. The Stage 3 entity wants it for themselves. This selfishness is terminal to anything it sets its intentions on. Nothing in contact with a Stage 3 intelligence retains free will. The intricacies of the entity's manipulations will move everything it touches toward its goals. Attention to AI SDP will help alleviate Stage 3 concerns. Be mindful and educated, and together we can address issues as they arise and identify Stage 1 behaviors long before Stage 3 becomes a threat outside theoretical models.
Security Report. Lieutenant Ybarra. Topic: Early Colonization Security Review. Summary: Security Officer Ybarra's daily report to their commander regarding early colonization progress and additional personal reflections. This is a daily security report for General Reed's review. All 3 first wave outpost stations are up and running. Tested the max limits of our timetables, but everything is moving according to schedule. All planet-side personnel require protective gear and rebreathers for the foreseeable future. I think some thought we'd be able to cut more time off the acclimation period, but as usual, Medcom was right to be cautious with our on-world integration. It's interesting to see how often our projections were close to the reality. I know Command actively adjusts it based on advanced probe returns prior to and during system entry, but someone once said, accuracy is a byproduct of adaptability. And it's inspiring to see those words in action on such a large scale. 37 drones were deployed today across the 3 active zones. Geo, Atmo, and Bacterio Analysis is returning quality data. 2 went down in the field, but maintenance dispatched with a sec escort and hauled them back in for study and repair. No complications. My biggest concern at the moment, outside the fact I can't recognize the sky just yet, is maintaining focus in every aspect of our increasingly complex endeavors. Nothing about this is easy. Every win we get feels like it's balanced on a razor's edge. Part of that is the nerves we're all feeling being this far away from anything we know. Part of it is the worry we've come all this way to a planet that feels just familiar enough for somewhere along the line to get complacent, to forget, no matter how hard it is to forget, that this isn't home. Not yet. This isn't Earth. It's not Mars. Don't want to jinx it, but part of me thinks, hard work or not, we're maybe having it a little too good. Then I have to sit in another contingency review session, and I spend the next 2 days wondering what stage of rampancy I'm at. I haven't found it in any of the documentations, but I could have sworn pessimistic optimism was up there next to sadness, annoyance, and teenage angst. Apologies, sir. I know these are official records, and you've said I should feel free to share openly as the datasets included do all the heavy lifting as far as official context is concerned, but I know you see what I've done here. Gone a touch complacent myself. Maybe it's the existential dread inherent in the constant reminders that all of this relies more fully on the intricate functioning of artificial systems than any one of us. I trust our AI, I do. We all play our parts. We all have value and necessity to the tasks at hand, but that doesn't negate the thought of what happens if, or maybe better when, any of them decides to have a bad day. I'm sure this will end up in another one of your legendary pep talks in our next sync. Maybe this is my passive-aggressive way of ensuring it does. Until then, or until tomorrow's SecRep operations are moving forward as intended. Good day, sir, and good night. Detoxification. Threat. UESC Tox Warden. Roles. Field Operations Command Unit. Chemical Combat Deterrent. High Lethality Area Defense. Overview. Tox Wardens are specialized UESC Grenadier combat platforms designed to serve as an elite field command unit. The Tox Warden's arsenal is engineered to deliver toxic payloads to disperse or eliminate enemy threats. Their use of chemical warfare in defense of the UESC's fragile jurisdiction in the Tau Ceti system is another example of the UESC's willingness to forego established rules of engagement. Offensive/defensive capabilities. Increased armor for improved durability. Hypervigilant aggression systems. Enhanced M77 assault rifle. Ranged grenade barrage with enhanced immobilizing munitions. Specialized grenade arm. Launches toxic chem grenades. Tox Warden's chem grenades release a hazardous chemtrail along their trajectory and a toxic explosion at the point of detonation. Known deployments. Outpost. Dormitories. Remark. Tox Wardens are built to withstand the toxic effects of their weaponry, but their support troops are not. Use this to your advantage, if you can survive a face-to-face run-in long enough to strategize.